A tradition was started in ancient Greece. Those who die must have toll to give the ferryman as payment to cross the river Styx. Coins were placed in the eyes of the deceased for this very reason. My grandmother collected coins, mostly pennies. And oddly enough, the coin worth the least amount of money meant the most to her. She would spend hours cleaning the coins, rinsing them in cold water and then soaking them in vinegar. I can still remember the smell. She likes shiny pennies the best. She said, if you find a bright and shiny penny, someone is trying to communicate with you from the dead. A penny for your thoughts. A penny saved is a penny earned. It's just a few of the things my grandma used to say. I still think of Grandma every time I see a penny. And I can't help but pick up a shining penny when I see it. I always see it as a message from her. I'm fascinated by the life I lead. Sometimes confusing, but mostly straightforward. I'm often referred to as the Grim Reaper. At least that's what my grandmother used to call me. She didn't like my choice of profession. When people ask what I do, I say, I just bag them and slab them. It was a chilled summer evening in the city of Chicago. I was on my way to work overnight at the morgue, a shift I'd become all too familiar with in my 18 years with this occupation. But it was a night I would not soon forget. I arrived on the job as usual and proceeded to the small kitchenette west of the morgue entrance. I took my leftover pasta with red sauce that my wife had made the night before and placed it on the top shelf of the fridge. As I turned, a chill rushed through me. Not like the chills you feel in the dead of winter. It was a ghostly draft that shook me to my core. As I rounded the corner of the morgue entrance, I saw a penny on the floor. As you know, pennies hold some superstitious meaning with my family. But this penny felt different. It was shiny. A message from beyond. My grandmother's words sang back to me in my head. Find a penny, pick it up. All day long you'll have good luck. As I picked up the coin, the chill returned, straight down my back, through my feet to my toes. The chill sent a memory of childhood through my brain. I remember the day my grandmother died. She said she'd be back, but not as herself. I proceeded through the morgue door, penny in hand, put on my white lab coat, as I had done every night for the last 18 years. I expected to enter the examination room and begin cleaning as I had done so many other nights. What I didn't know is that a guest was waiting. I entered and saw a body on my prep table. This was strange because all bodies were supposed to be processed before the night shift started. I was there to take on the homeless, murder victims, the general riffraff of the night. I slowly approached the prep table and saw a toe tag staring back at me. At this point, I need to tell you that my grandmother's name was Edith Twine. On the toe tag, it read Eddie Twine. Could it be my grandmother coming back to say hello? Or just a coincidence? The chill, the penny, the memories all flooding back, and now, this body, this toe tag, this feeling. I slowly marched toward the victim on the table. On the toe tag it also read male, 19, Hispanic, drowning victim. My grandmother had drowned in her own saliva after suffering a massive heart attack. Everything seemed to add up. It seemed to be coming together. I needed to see this victim. I slowly pulled back the sterile white sheet. Nothing too unusual. A drowning victim. Skin discoloration. Gaping mouth from struggling to breathe. All ordinary sights in a morgue. It was business as usual. I began processing the body, checking for signs of struggle. Was it an accidental death? A homicide? What's your story, Eddie Twine? I checked the mouth for debris, algae, or other foreign objects. Nothing seemed unusual. I rounded the table to get a different perspective on our victim. I noticed a birthmark in the shape of a heart on Eddie's left cheek. My grandmother had a similar birthmark on her hand. Hesitating, I closed Eddie's eyes. The chill returned. Fear to follow. Rest in peace, Eddie Twine. A deep sense of fear, pain, and remorse filled me as I began to walk away. Muscles often still cause movement after death, I told myself. My grandmother's story seemed to be getting the best of me. Snap out of it. The dead cannot hurt you. There's nothing to be afraid of. Nothing. Lunchtime drew near. My body was prepped and placed in its cooler. I was salivating at the thought of my wife's pasta with red sauce. As I entered the kitchenette, I began to feel rather stupid. How could I let a chill, a penny, a story my grandmother had told get the best of me? Am I going crazy? Too many years in the morgue? I've heard stories about people seeing things, making things up. Stories of ghosts and goblins and the walking dead. Maybe it's time for a change in careers. As I sat in the break room eating, I laughed to myself. How stupid could I be to buy into my grandmother's silly superstitions? How silly could I be to think that Eddie Twine, the 19-year-old Hispanic drowning victim, had any power over me? Stupid to think that I wasn't in control. I'm the fucking mortician, for God's sakes. Who else would be in control? Foolishness. That's what even my grandmother would call all of this. Pure foolishness. So thanks, Grandma. Thanks for that lucky penny. It got me through another night among the dead.